Today's video is all about the Nintendo Switch 2 specifically, your first-time console setup and full menu walkthrough. If you're unboxing your new Switch 2 or just curious about what the user interface looks like, you've come to the right place. We previously unboxed the Nintendo Switch 2, and now it's time to go step by step through what happens the very first time you power up the device. Spoiler alert, there are some exciting visual changes, and a few things you won't be able to access until the Day 1 system patch is applied. Let's go through everything from language selection and time zone setup to Joy-Con pairing, new, system settings, and a detailed breakdown of the redesigned home menu. Powering on the Nintendo Switch 2 for the first time. Once you power up the Nintendo Switch 2 for the first time, you're immediately greeted by a clean and vibrant startup screen that lets you know this is the real deal, not a clone or fake device. The screen's brightness and clarity are the first things you'll notice. It's sharp, colorful, and incredibly smooth, especially when compared to the original Switch. For those interested in the startup theme music, it's still the subtle, signature Nintendo tone, soft and calming, setting the stage for a user-friendly experience. We begin by selecting the system language. I've chosen English for this walkthrough, but Nintendo offers a wide range of supported languages, reflecting its global user base. After that, it's time to select your region. I selected Europe here, but the menu includes all major global regions, which is great for international gamers. Skipping internet setup. During setup, you'll be prompted to connect to Wi-Fi, but we'll skip that step for now. Here's why. Without installing the Day 1 update, the system restricts access to several critical functions. For example, without the patch, you won't be able to launch games, access the Nintendo eShop, or even enter some settings. So while the system appears fully operational, it's more of a preview experience until you connect it to the internet and download that initial update. You can always go back and do the Wi-Fi setup later, and I highly recommend doing it before trying to explore the eShop or download any updates. Time, date, and optional system transfer next. You'll set your local time zone. I selected Moscow in this walkthrough, but again, all global cities are available. You'll also be asked for the date and time, and you can either enter it manually or let the console sync it automatically once you're online. One of the cool features here is the system transfer option, ideal if you're upgrading from the original Switch. You can transfer data directly using a cable, although again, this feature also requires that initial firmware update. If you don't have your original Switch handy, or if you're setting up a brand new console, just skip the transfer and move on. Detaching and reattaching the Joy-Cons. The Switch 2 then asks you to detach the Joy-Cons, which is part of the initial setup process. Simply press the small round button on the back of each Joy-Con and slide them out, first the right, then the left. It's a smooth, satisfying mechanism, and worth noting that the Joy-Cons feel sturdier and more premium than on the original Switch. There's a noticeable improvement in their build quality and grip. You're also prompted to reattach them, which is just as easy. Once that's done, you're given the option to connect to a TV, but for this walkthrough, we'll focus on handheld. Setup only. Home menu and interface tour. Hitting the home button brings you to the updated main menu. If you've used the original Switch before, the layout here will feel familiar, but with modern refinements and a noticeably smoother animation. Style. The display is vivid, responsive, and transitions feel fluid. But again, much of the functionality is locked without the Day 1 patch, including Nintendo Switch Online Game Chat Shop News Capture button. Functionality still, it's great to see the new visual layout and touch responsiveness. The dashboard is clean, minimalist, and faster than ever. Let's take a closer look at each menu section. Deep dive into system settings. Now we get into the meaty part, system settings. Here's where you'll see a ton of enhancements and new options compared to the original Switch system version and nickname. In the System tab, the current firmware version is shown as 19.0.0, though you'll need that first update to unlock its full capabilities. You can customize your system, nickname, enable auto system, updates, choose whether or not to send error reports to Nintendo change system language, and region. You'll also find a handy battery percentage toggle, serial number info, and full device management tools. Themes, notifications, sleep, and more now. Let's look at some of the more aesthetic and user experience related settings. Themes. Only light mode and dark mode available for now. It's disappointing that more themes haven't been added yet. But there's hope they'll come in future firmware updates. Notifications. You can customize whether or not system sounds play and whether notifications appear in sleep mode. Auto sleep options. Choose different durations for auto sleep based on whether you're in handheld or docked mode. Keep wireless on in sleep mode. Great for downloading games or updates while your console sleeps. Power alerts. Option to notify you if the AC adapter disconnects. A nice touch for docked setups. Features: locked behind. Day 1 update. Several critical features can't be accessed yet. My Creation, Amiibo, Support Online, Game Chat Full, eShop Access Capture Button. Functions, System Transfer Game. Launch. Make sure to connect to the internet and download the Day 1 patch to fully unlock your Switch 2's potential. Final thoughts. That wraps up our full Nintendo Switch 2 first setup and menu walkthrough. While several features are locked until you update the system, this gives you a comprehensive look at the console's interface, improved performance, upgraded display and audio settings, and system options. If you're excited about 4K TV support, 120Hz refresh rate, enhanced Joy-Con feel, or just how polished the UI looks compared to the first generation, then this is a strong generational upgrade. Just remember, connect to Wi-Fi and grab that Day 1 patch to unlock everything.